This week on Saved and Bossy is Shenee Woodson, publisher of His Favor Magazine. Stay tuned to find out about the pain.
I was going to stop His Favor Magazine. Someone contacted me, well, you're a Black woman, why aren't you doing an women empowerment magazine?
And the triumph of building a global media company.
It was like God was showing me, you can still go through this. However, you don't know who else is going through this. So if they can see that you're still moving and still progressing and still doing what you need to do while you're going through this and the healing process that you're going through, watch how many people you're going to help.
Right here on Saved and Bossy.
Okay. Hey, welcome to Tamika Hall Live. Listen, I'm so excited for this brand new segment that we have going on called Saved and Bossy. And I'm really excited that my first guest is Shenee Woodson. I couldn't think of anybody else better to bring on to talk about what it means to be saved and bossy, and for us to just learn all about what you do in the industry. You're in magazine publishing, like you've done things in music. And so I'm so excited to have you on here. Thank you so much for coming on, Shenee.
I'm excited myself. I mean, I always say when things happen crazy, that means something crazier or even more powerful is about to happen. So I'm excited about this interview.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
This has been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. Like, it's just, I don't know why it's taken us so long to be able to connect, but I'm really excited that we've finally been able to do it. And I just think that this is perfect. So, Shenee, like, let's just jump right into it. In addition to being an entrepreneur, you know, you're a mommy, and you also coach people, you mentor people, like you do webinars and workshops, like you do it all. I love asking folks, how do you balance everything that you do?
It took me a while, and I love this question because it makes me think, am I still doing what I'm supposed to do to find balance? Because sometimes I realize, like, at a moment when I'm thinking, oh, I got everything all balanced out, then I'm like, whoa, I forgot to do something. And then it makes me have to really think, like, how am I really balancing things? And I finally come to the conclusion of just making sure what's important at that time. Of course, me being a mommy is going to supersede everything I do.
Yeah.
But you know, regardless. So if I'm doing something for the magazine and she needs help, then that's sorry, magazine. You're going to have to, you know, take a back burner for a little bit, depending on, you know, my daughter's is going to come first. But when it comes to all the businesses, things like that, I've come to, you know, just what needs to be done at that moment. What can I put aside? And that has helped a lot. And I've also had to I just started, and shout out to one of my coworkers, because she told me, girl, you need a journal. So I turned my journal into my little schedule, and I recently just gotten an assistant. So I'm looking forward to see how that's going to help my life too. Just, I think, a week ago. It's only been a week, so I'm excited to see how she's going to help me with my everyday schedule. But anybody out there, it's mainly like prioritizing what matters at that moment.
What matters at that moment. And you're so right. I mean, I think a lot of us will say, man, I need an assistant. And the fact that you decided to take the step and do it is great. And I think that there does come a point in business where you do have to multiply yourself, because especially when God gives you so much.
Amen.
First of all, you are the publisher of His Favor Magazine, but before we even begin there, I mean, His Favor Magazine, you tackle everything from authors to musicians, to artists, to entrepreneurs. You cover it all. I mean, it's all about diversity, but you actually have a background in music. And I was like blown away, because we always see you with the magazine. Nobody knows that you're a musician yourself. So talk to us about your experience with music and like where you came from.
Well, when I was growing up, I was in all like children's choir, the choir at school, and I had a small keyboard that my mom had got me, you know, little kitty keyboards, and I just had an interest in it, and my mom got me lessons. One of the ladies at my church when I was about 11, and from there I ended up playing for my church for the teen ministry as I got older. And then even on Sunday mornings, it got to the point where I just wasn't playing for the teenagers. I ended up playing for the whole church at the time. And when they realized, I could also sing, then they put me on the praise team. So I was like, so sometimes I would be 90. I was the young, Yeah, probably the one of the youngest. Probably one of the youngest at the time. And I truly admired my pastor's wife of the church we went to when I was younger, because she really saw a lot in me, and she pushed me to say, "Hey, you into music? Like, we're going to cultivate that. Like, we're going to make sure that that gift is, put out there." Because I was kind of hiding it, because like, I don't want everybody to know I do all this stuff, and even during that time, I think when I turned 18 years old, I actually wrote my first children's musical, and my church performed it. So music has been a part of me for a very, very, very long time. My brother played the drums, and sometimes we would do praise and worship together. So I love to sing. I've actually been on like choirs and, did back. I think I contacted you I think that's how we met. I think I contacted you to be a background singer, if I recall.
Really?
It was a long time ago. Oh my goodness. I think it was a long time ago.
So we've been connected for a lot of years. Sorry, folks, if y'all hear something, this is my leather couch. I wanted to like the place where I sit and chill. So I hope it doesn't sound crazy or like something.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's just me shuffling. But I actually released my first single, I think in 2015, 2014. And at the time you were producing the Indimogul Awards. And I was nominated for that. And so I think you may have contacted me, but I just didn't really have a lot of self-esteem. So I really think I probably thought you were like playing. So I don't know, but it's been a while.
No, girl. Yeah. But yeah, I think, because I remember, I'm going to find the email and send it to you, because I know, no, it may not have been an email. I think I actually, it might have been on
Facebook or something.
Anyway, I remember. And then from there, I think we started knowing each other even more. Because I remember contacting you and say, "Hey, you need a backup." You had put it out there, said, "Need a backup singer."
Yeah,
and I was like,
background
"What about me?"
Yeah. Right. Yes, I needed somebody. Yes. Yeah.
I was like, "This is my opportunity to try to sing again." So
now I do know.
That was that.
And again, you were already like producing big things. I'm like, why would she want to sing for me? I don't think I ever contacted you back. So, y'all, that's where not believing that you're worthy will actually hold you back. You know what I mean? And here we are, man, what, 6 years, at least 5 or 6 years later. And thank God our paths have, crossed, and our friendship has continued to grow, because that would have been I'm so honored to be able to call you friend. And that would have been such a missed opportunity to have a friend like you. And wow, that's amazing. So how did you actually get into, publishing your own magazine?
Well, before his favor, I was actually, helping with other magazines, and I'll put it out there. My former husband, we started Indimogul Magazine.
Yeah.
And from there, it's just like, I've always been into creative writing. I've been writing even when I was in elementary school, I was winning writing awards and poetry slams and all those things. So writing, it was always in me, but I knew that I had to use this gift to help other people. I've always had this heart to help others. And I'm, put myself in the back burner, and they're like, oh, I see this gift in this person. Oh, I got to let everybody know this person can sing or this person can write. And that's always been in me. So the magazine helped with that, that side of me. Like, man, we can do this magazine and, put people out there. There's and there's a lot of magazines out there, but this was still something that was in my heart to do a long time ago. And from there, I was sitting one day, and I didn't even realize how Indimogul was progressing, because it started off at, Indimogul, so indie artists, indie authors, things like that. And I was like, wait a minute, we're getting like Jacqueline Carr, and people like this is not like. And so God laid it on my heart to change the name, and it was some fight within myself, and because it was starting to get some buzz. So I was like, if I do this might be a bad idea. So the other party was saying the same thing. But let me tell you something about being obedient.
Come on.
Oh my goodness. It is so important to be obedient and to step out of your comfort zone and just do what God is telling you to do, because you don't know what's ahead. So me being fearful about, the brand, God is saying no, kept saying, change the name. I kept hearing it over and over, change. I was like, I don't know why I gotta change the name. So I was talking to one of the editors of the time, and I said, I keep having this feeling the name has to be changed. And she said, well, dude, so we started coming up with our own names. Oh, like, what about this? Oh, that don't sound right. Well, what about this? Now, then something just said, I said, you know what, girls, God has been showing a lot of favor. I said, because we've been interviewing some, quote unquote big names, and something said his favor. And I looked, I was like, wait a minute, I got the name. And from then on, I mean, God has just been opening doors. He was like, I keep telling you, just be obedient. I know you want to please everybody, but please me. Trust me. I'm the one who created you. I know what's ahead. I know you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but at the end of the day, you have to be obedient. And I really believe if I wasn't obedient, not saying it wouldn't, anything wouldn't have progressed. I'm sure God still would have opened doors, but I feel like, I wouldn't be where I am today if I did not, if I said, well, if I wasn't in his perfect will, just in his permissive will. There's a whole big difference. So I'm just excited. I really am.
Well, I'm excited for you too. I mean, and that right there is such a lesson that I think anyone who's ever wanted to be in business or they're in business, and obedience is so important. And I always talk about us needing to have our relationship vertical. Like, we always have to pay attention to what God says, because when you change the name of the magazine from Indimogul Magazine to His Favor, like you said, I mean, everybody knew who Indimogul Magazine was. Like, I mean, the brand, and it was its own brand. You know what I mean? And so I can understand why you'd be like, yo, I've spent all these years building up Indimogul. Yes. Like, I mean, so to change it to His Favor, but like, talk to us about what has been happening for His Favor, because like, you have some amazing things popping with His Favor magazine.
Just alone, even when it comes down, and I'm going to talk to you later, Miss Lady, even when it comes down to who God has brought on the team, like, I am in awe at the people that are contributing writers or video bloggers, even my graphic artists, like dynamic men and women of God that God has brought to, help with His favor. So I'm just like, and I'm kind of like you, like, these big, these people want to help me. Like, like they're preaching all over the place, and they're like Corey Taylor, Emmy Award winning producer, and I'm like, and he wants to just write for me. So it's just so many wonderful things. I think just because I'm open and I'm still being true to who I am at the same time, and just the doors that He's opened. Like, recently, I did a screening for the movie Just Mercy. And I didn't know that was, and can I tell you, and I'm being transparent, I was going to stop His Favor magazine. I really was. I was going to do the 2 anniversary, and then I was going to say, hey, I'm going to put it on the back burner for a while. And I said, God, if this is something you want me to do, stop. If you don't want me to do this, stop me. And that's when I got the email asking me to interview Michael B. Jordan. And I was like, okay.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, they emailed me and said, first they talked about the movie. It was so funny, and because I didn't know who they were talking about. They said, would you like to interview, the star of Just Mercy? And I was sitting here like, okay. And I said, well, am I interviewing the director or, or something? She said, no. She said, Michael B. Jordan. I fell out. I said, okay, God, I guess you're telling me to keep going.
Yeah.
And it's just even that, and with His Favor magazine, we're going to be starting doing more of those, press screenings and things. Because I really want people to be able to, critique movies and, just incorporate those things. So you're going to see a lot more of that once the Rona decides.
Rona need to go ahead somewhere.
Once we can get back in the theaters.
Once Rona decides to go back home, she has overstayed her welcome.
Yes. And also have the Teen magazine. So His Favor has expanded to the Teen magazine, and the Spanish magazine will relaunch in the fall. So it's a lot going on, and not saying I'm not going to share it, but just stay tuned. There's some more things. I'll tell you off the record.
Yeah. Well, mira, mami, yo hablo español, so yo puedo escribir para la revista.
Really?
So, sí, yo hablo español. Yes, girl.
Okay. This is great. See, I never know. I never know what God's gonna do.
Yeah.
And that's actually been one of the reasons why I had to put on back burner, because I didn't have. I'll be honest. I'm transparent. I was like, I don't have enough writers, so now I gotta chill out for a little bit. Oh my gosh, this is great.
Oh well,
we'll talk after this.
We can definitely talk. I love it. So, at the moment that you felt like quitting, Talk to us about what that really feels like. Because I think any of us who have been in business and we've been in ministry and we have that moment where like, I just don't think that I want to do this anymore. But there really is, I know for me, there's always been an inner turmoil when that happens. Like, what does that feel like? And how do you pull yourself out of it? Because it's like, even when God says, no, you need to do this, I feel like we've already kind of, at least for me, I have grieved the death of something that I thought was supposed to happen. And so when God says, no, I need you to keep going, I have found where I've had to kind of be like, okay, God, this is for real. Okay. And I've kind of had to rev myself back up. So talk to us about like, what was it like to say, okay, this has been 2 years. It's been a good run. I think I'm gonna walk away from this.
Be honest, depression sort of set in. Because at the time I was going through a whole lot, and I felt like the magazine was part of the reason why I couldn't really move forward, because I was so focused on the magazine that I didn't have time to really get Sheneè together. So that was one of the main reasons why, I was saying I need to put this aside so I can get me together. But, and I know some people say, sometimes when you're doing too much, it's because you're trying to not think about the things you're going through.
Yes.
And I think that's what I was doing during that time. And I sat there and said, no, I really need to heal. I need to, just get myself together. So the magazine's going to have to be put aside. And I realized like, oh no, you can still do this because you're helping other people. And I didn't realize, like, even when I'm sharing my stories on the newsletter, or when I say my little, the letter from the editor, I always put something that I'm going through to help other people. So it's like God was showing me, you can still go through this. However, you don't know who else is going through this. So if they can see that you're still moving and still progressing and still doing what you need to do while you're going through this and the healing process that you're going through, watch how many people you're going to help. And I mean, all the time somebody contacts my inbox and says, I'm watching your process. I'm watching the transformation. Wow. You're blessing me. And it's not just women, it's men too. And, but like I said, it was just a fight. Like, do I really need, is this really what I'm supposed to do? And I think impatient too, because sometimes, and I'll put it out there, people sometimes think I'm living in a mansion or something. Yes. Because, you interviewed this person, you're going to these press screenings, you're locking eyes with these people. Yes. And they don't know, like, they come out and, if they get invited, they look, I can see sometimes, their face like, you live in what? Like, yes, this is my, hello, welcome to my humble home, my 2-bedroom, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mind saying that because that's my story. But and I think that, I would like a little bit more financial, stability in my life, because, I admit I am on the phone with, these big names, having conversations with these, people that we would consider millionaires or, that's really successful. And then I get off the phone and I'm like, well, let me go back to my little 2-bedroom after I get off the phone with them. So I think frustration also kicks in too. But you got to be mindful too of tuning out all that other stuff. Absolutely. And who you're locking arms with. So I think when people are about to give up, just be mindful again, who is feeding you information? Who is speaking into your life? And I will say this, and you know her, Sarah Grace.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She has been, when I say a sister, a true sister, and I have other people, I'm gonna shout them out later. I don't want nobody getting mad at me, but Sarah has been through so much. And me, like, I can tell her anything, when I say anything, and she's like, girl, let me tell you, I've been there too. You know what I'm saying? And just to watch her progress and all the things that she does, it just helps me. So you need people like that. Don't have people around you, especially when you're on the verge of wanting to quit. Oh, yeah, you should quit. Oh, yeah, girl, yeah, I wouldn't put up with that. Or yeah, do something else. If you don't succeed, try something else. Have somebody that's around you that's gonna say, okay, well, pray about it. See what God says about it before you decide to quit. And then, hey, I'll pray with you. You know what I'm saying? And absolutely. I think that's what really helped me. And I think that, her and Sylvia Coombs, and it's just so many. And I don't want to, maybe I shouldn't have did the name call. I don't want to like beat me up. But but again, they know who they are, because it's been times like, they know who they are. Like, because I think this will be my last run. Pray about it first and then get back to us. We'll still support you. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, never mind. Something else came up. I got another good interview. That means it's not for me to quit. So,
but you know,
but yeah, I'm just excited, and this has been a learning experience.
And all of us have been there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I wanted to put down I Worship 96. And
you can't do it.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, one day we'll probably be together telling our testimony of what we have been healing from together.
Yes.
Then realize it like the last almost 2 years.
Same time,
yeah. But people don't understand that when you are healing, it's crazy how I feel like some of the best fruit of who we are comes forward in the midst of us healing. And I guess it's because sometimes God has to put us in a storm to shake away everything that's not like him, that holds us back from him. He has to shake it out of our life. And so maybe that's why we produce in the middle of our pain. So with His Favor, like, tell us what is on the horizon for His Favor magazine.
Like I said, on the horizon, new writers. You're going to see a shift in how the magazine is being promoted. It's going to be a lot more ministry. Not saying it wasn't before, but God really sat me down one day and said, don't lose focus. I get it. You like the interviews with the big celebrities, but at the end of the day, remember what you wrote down. When I gave this to you. Remember what you wrote down. Don't lose focus, because then so I was like, okay, guys. So I had I sent the message to all the writers and said, hey, now we're gonna do like what's in your heart. Like, especially now, what's going on. I want to ensure that His Favor, the platform, is healing, deliverance. I'm also going to be involved with more healing deliverance conferences. It was one that was postponed. It was started by Jessica Stern Foster. She's a Jewish woman that I love. She's my sister too, and I'm getting involved with them, and they're doing a big healing deliverance crusade type of thing. So it's His Favor is going to be shifting more into just seeing people healed, because like I said, I've went through here, so I just know that healing is so important right now. And a lot of people are not embraced to say, oh, I'm healed, I moved on, and they really haven't. You can tell.
Yeah.
So I want people, like I said, that you're going to see a shift. I'm still going to have interviews with, oh my gosh, she interviewed this person, but you're going to see a lot more content based on a lot of, even when it comes to practical things like eating healthier and home. I got some what's her name? Angela LaHaye. She's from Texas, and she's going to be talking about interior design, how colors, affect your mood and things like that, even in the spiritual realm. So it's going to be just everything as a whole.
Nice.
And I'm excited. I'm really excited about the shift. And it's not really a shift. It's what God showed me in the first place. Like I said, but I got away from it. And like it was like, sit down. We need to have a talk. What are you doing? What did I tell you to do? And I want to make sure I keep it diverse, because I did get someone's contacted me. Well, you're a Black woman. Why aren't you doing an women empowerment magazine? And like, one, because there's a lot of them already.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. And two, that's not what God showed me. I'm proud to be a Black woman. I mean, you can't tell me I'm not a Black woman. However, that's not what God showed me to do. And if I said that, you know what, you're right, I should, be doing what God may not bless that. It may not expand the way, that His Favor has. I mean, I might do an issue here and there, strictly for men or strictly for women, things like that. But I still have to make sure His Favor still. So you're going to see a lot more diversity, more writers coming out of, Hispanics. Even though I'm having a Spanish magazine, I have an Asian that's about to come on as a writer. So you're going to see a lot of different faces. So everybody can look at His Favor and say, wow, somebody in there that looks like me. Oh, and they love God too. Oh, let me see what they're talking about. So a lot more ministry.
God knew that you were going to be here in 2020. He knew that your vision was going to shift, and you couldn't have done that with Indimogul Magazine. So, I mean, I love it. I love it. How can people connect to you? How can they connect to you in terms of being in the magazine? Because I know somebody's going to be like, yo, I need to be in the magazine. I need to be on the cover. How can they purchase the magazine? And how can they connect with you directly, too? Because you're such a powerhouse. We need to see you on some more speaking panels. I'm already thinking about the She Wins conference. I'm probably going to be contacted you
Oh, thank you.
to get that. Oh,
And
yeah.
that's weird. Yeah, that's weird. You said I just got, like I said, the assistant. She's going to be helping with that. Did I just get muted? Yeah, the assistant is going to be helping with that. So I'm excited about having an assistant. But anyway, but yeah, to get in touch is info@hisfavormagazine.com. The website www.hisfavormagazine.com. And as far as website, so it's going to be www.hisfavorministries.com. Everything's about to shift to His Favor Ministry. So in the meantime, though, they can get in touch with me through info@hisfavormagazine. As far as features, editor@hisfavormagazine.com, and that comes directly to me. And I'm not being mean, but you have to be on point.
Okay.
Please do not send me selfies and asking to be in the magazine. I still want to do things in excellence. And I've learned that from a mentor who also has a powerful magazine, Women Own Excellence. So shout out to AO. So yes, definitely. I'm gonna say it. Just come correct. Yeah, just come correct, and I'll respond. But yo, can I get in it? No, sorry, I can't.
You know what? Not to I don't know. I would say about a month or two ago, I literally had somebody send me music for I Worship. They sent me music, and the person was just like, "Hey, attached is my single," and I'm like, "Hey, what you mean? Hey, you don't even know? Like, are you kidding? That's who you? Y'all better come correct." Correct. Like, we love
and I feel bad because it's so many talented people, but you're like, come on now, I no, like I get it. I'm like, just step it up a little bit, and I get some people say, oh, it's about ministry. Yes, about ministry, but again, do things in excellence. Do things. We still can be professional and still conduct ministry. So just. If you want to be in the summer issue, I'm getting that ready, fall and the winter. So I have room. Truly have room.
Well, I'm gonna be connected.
Tamika's gonna be in the summer issue. But yes,
I'm gonna be like that with the selfie. Like that.
I'm like, she know better.
I love it. Sheneè, okay, I'm gonna ask you this really quick before we go. What's your favorite song, like favorite gospel song that you're rocking to right now?
I'm gonna be honest. It is not something recent.
Yeah.
The past few days, I have been listening to Necessary. I have been listening to that like constantly over, and I'm like, why you got me on this song, God? And I just tears just be falling down, and Necessary has been by Dennis Reed, made popular by Fantasia.
Yes.
But, yes.
We're gonna play that because I already have that, and we're gonna go ahead and cue that up before we get out of here. And it makes so much sense because I just think that the journey that we're on, it was necessary. I've been in a place of where God had to totally take me out of my comfort zone, moved me a couple of states away from everybody that was familiar to me. And it was necessary. I'm like, I have not connected to God ever this deeply. I have not been able to hear him as deeply. It doesn't matter that my parents are pastors. Like, I've just never been able to connect to him like this. So it was necessary for me to get into a space alone where I could heal. And it was painful. Because when you're healing, sometimes it's a lonely walk when you're healing, but it was necessary. Sheneè, thank you so much for joining me on the Tamika Hall radio show, Tamika Hall Live, Saved and Bossy. Yeah, we're doing a couple of things over here in the Tamika Inc. land. So thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you, of course.
Yes. So folks, I listen, we're getting ready to keep it moving. It was necessary. Y'all make sure that you connect to Shenee Woodson. Go to hisfavormagazine.com, soon to be hisfavorministries.com. But for now, hisfavormagazine.com. Y'all remember that I love you. You were created to make God famous, and you stay blessed. All right, I'm going to stop this recording. Girl, thank you so much for, I'm trying to learn. Girl, like I said, I'm trying to